So I want to talk to you about why sales places typically have high turnover, um, and it may be due to bad training and hiring ineffectively. But I've discovered something in business that's pretty inherent through most of the companies I've ever worked at, and also I dare say the company that I currently work for, just because it's an experience that keeps happening to myself and other people. And what company is, it doesn't really matter. I've seen this through almost every company that I've worked for, and also other people kind of tend to witness this and observe it. They just don't really know what's happening. So, I mean, have you ever been in a relationship where, hopefully you haven't, but I know I have, and I know other people have, and you can kind of relate to this. You ever been in a relationship where, on a daily basis or very frequently, you feel like you can't trust a person, or you feel like you're being taken advantage of, or you're frustrated, or you're irritated, or they're just not you're not listening, or you can't trust them? Okay. And people tend to stay in those relationships for reasons, things like money, or they have a nice house or a nice car, or they have a really good job, or they can cook, or the sex is really good. Now, those are all forms of payment in order to stay in that relationship. We value the payment over the actual value of the relationship, is what happens. Now, this happens in business too, believe it or not. I've seen a lot of companies do a lot of great benefits, pay really well, and there are experiences that frequently happen within the environment where people feel like they're being taken advantage of, or they don't listen to their employees, or you feel like you can't trust the people making decisions, or you're frustrated, or you're irritated. These experiences are not random. It has to do with the ploy within the word employment. A ploy is a cunning scheme to take advantage. Think about that. It's built into the word employment. A ploy is a cunning scheme to take advantage. So if people come to you in your company and they're frustrated and they're irritated, that's not happening randomly if they feel like they're being taken advantage of. It's basically this unconscious use of the word employment. It's inherently built into the focus of money. It's very simply and neutrally the same as being in a relationship with somebody and staying there because the sex is really good, or they have a car, or things like that. In this case, you're staying with a company because the pay is really good, or the benefits are really good. And then what happens is the people that they don't know how to put their finger on it, but say like a top performer, they're only going to stay in the place for so long because they get their value and then they eventually move on. The people that really don't get their value and their contribution to the world, they tend to break and wear down. Everybody wears down eventually. Then what happens is they get to make a choice whether they stay or go. I watch it all the time. I've watched many people break, become docile, fade into the background, and just get a paycheck, come in and go home. Mediocre results. I've also seen it go the other way, where people make some good money, they get tired of the experiences that never have a real. The companies never really have an intention to clean that stuff up, and it's clean. Like if your intention is to clear that stuff up, those experiences where people feel like that, it's doable if you are committed to it. If you're going to make money and numbers more important than your people, then you're going to have turnover. And turnover, man, you spend a lot of money on training people and time and energy. Why would you want them to leave? So internally within the environment, these things happen. They pop up like water, like volcanoes or geysers. They pop up, they happen, and then we just, yeah, okay, you'll be okay, and then put you back and go back to the phone, when it's actually generating in the environment over and over and over again on a daily basis, more than one person it's happening to, but we pretend like there's nothing that can be done about it. There is. The first thing that needs to be done about it is acknowledge that it's actually happening. Instead of saying, when someone comes to you and says, I feel really frustrated, irritated, I feel taken advantage of, I feel like somebody stole my deal, like a lead in sales, you don't say, well, we take care of you in other ways. We pay you really well, everything goes around, and we take care of you. We have really good intentions. Your intention is in the result, if you look at it. If you look at the actual result, your result as a company or a business owner, or someone is coming to you saying this stuff, that is your result. look at that, because that can lead you to see your unconscious intention is generating that result. If that's what's happening, there are ways to clean it up if you're committed to it. That's what I'm here to help you do, is clean that stuff up, because there is so much money being missed because these experiences happen, and you're interrupting the creative flow of people when you do that and you ignore it. And you, within the framework of the numbers that you think you can generate, you think you're doing really good, there's a whole other level, a whole other framework that you can hit if you clean this stuff up. I'm Benjamin Chatson, and that is about the ploy, the hidden ploy within employment.